And welcome back to the analyst desk. A fairly one-sided match, and I mean, the Ronin really took it out. I really like the bomber Cerberus concept, but I think there were some misplays there, and it has to be said that the Ronin just simply hard countered them. But to talk about this match, we have our CCP guest tagged out and tagged in is Xander Fina, one of the hosts of Crossing Zebras, the #1 CCP certified podcast.
No
He
way
is
did you do that before me. No way did you do that before me.
I totally did. He's come to get his second round of Ishikone Watch Scorpions here at the SCL.
And you did that as well. No way.
I'm doing all the dunks, Xander.
I thought back was going to get me on that one, but no, you went there instead.
All right, Xander, as the fresh face on the panel, what did you think of that last match?
My thoughts were that it was a really ambitious build from Otters, but probably just asking a little bit too much. They're trying to squeeze a little bit too much out of the allocated points, you know what I mean? I think they were very unlucky as well. I think exactly as you said, Ronan had a pretty hard counter against that. I would like to see somebody try to develop that build a little bit more, but I think it was the wrong build at the wrong time, really.
Well, that's the danger with a setup like that is you have a setup that's really good against something, or you think is going to be really good against something, but if it's not reasonably good at anything else, then you're putting all your eggs in one basket and hoping. And that's why I really didn't like that setup, because yeah, it might have hard countered something else we'd have seen, like a Marauder setup or something, if it executed properly. But at the same time, if it just wilts to anything else, then it's not really effectively a good counter to Marauders, simply because you don't know for sure your opponent's going to bring it, unless you have a spy inside or something. And so that's kind of how I felt about that setup. Is yeah, it fell flat, and it would fall flat against a lot of things.
Yeah, I think so. As bomber kite teams have worked well in the past, especially the dams that we saw there. But it was probably designed against marauders, all that DPS from the bombers and the long range. They're probably still going to get hit by a marauder if it's set up right. So very risky against anything there, I think. And as we saw, it just didn't have enough tackle. That Guardian was able to burn in with low sig radius, and the torps and heavies just didn't really do any damage. So the Guardian and Endo charged in, Hero repped him, got tackle on that scimitar, and we were just able to blow the scimitar away.
I think the most surprising thing for me is that I mean, especially because the change to the rapid light missile launchers that we were talking about earlier with CCP Rise have not gone into effect. So you're seeing the RMLs from the actual live server. I was surprised when they had torpedoes, which are good against large ships, on ships that were, pretty weak against things that can track frigates like fast cruisers and assault frigates. And then you had these Cerberuses go with heavy missiles instead of the rapid lights. I thought that was very shocking because rapid lights would have been perfect counter to the kind of, rush assault frigate vagabondy type ships that would come in and be a threat to your bombers, which were the main source of their damage.
Yeah, it's always an interesting choice doing rapid lights or heavies, because they do very good damage for light stuff, but you are losing DPS, you are losing range, and if they were planning to kite, it would have been potentially risky, but yeah, especially when we only got the 3 Serbs as well, but it probably would have been a good idea to take at least one of them with rapid lights there.
I'd love to know what they tested against themselves in the background when they were getting ready for this tournament. I'd love to know what they felt they had the edge on.
Yeah, we were also all very disappointed not to see bombs there. It looked a bit like the start, they might be lining up for a run, and potentially, if you can catch them as assault freeze and Michael Warping, could have had a lot of effect, but just didn't look like they had any bombs fitted at all. Didn't see any there for the match.
Yeah, it makes me wonder if perhaps they had them fitted. Again, I don't have the fit, I haven't seen that, but if they had them fitted and were lining up a run, because you're right, it looked just like they were about to do it, and then they pulled off, and if maybe they aborted the bombing run for some reason at the last minute, and that would have really gimped them too, because you have to fit a bomber very differently in order to squeeze a bomb launcher on there and kind of gimp the fit. Whereas if you're just fitting it for pure, torp damage and EWAR or whatever, it's a different fit. So that could have been another thing that contributed to that demise. But anyway, either way, like I said, I just don't like that setup. So.
No, nor do I. You're so reliant on your damps for a setup like that, and with Marauders in now, damps are almost useless against some teams, and with so many assault frigates, so many teams proving so effective, bombers are just a very, very risky choice.
All right, we've got the next match coming up. Nor Academy is going to have a second go I don't think that they're going to do much better, but they're going up against the Reputation Cartel.
Well,
I have a feeling we're going to see Reputation Cartel pull it out.
It looks like both teams were failing at banning the first time around, so we had mirror bans. They had both initially banned Ishtar Dami, but then have Posi decided since they failed so hard at the tool, he'd let them try again. So we have bans for Noir, Oneros, and Eos, and for Rep Cartel Dominic's Ishtar.
So the Oneros Eos ban, very clearly a response to their first match where they got absolutely shredded by a Eos team.
yeah, a bit reactionary maybe. I have to say I'm definitely expecting Rep Cartel to take this one.
So this will be the third time that the FC of the Nor Academy team has FC'd anything. Let's see what
Well,
I was gonna
Lexington
say-
plays.
50% more experience, maybe. I'll pull it out.
Exactly.
It looks like what I'm seeing in the admin chat there is that we actually have a 20-minute break until the next match. I'm not sure. I'm waiting for confirmation exactly what that
Oh yeah,
means, but
looks like it
yeah.
is.
So we don't have a match for 20 minutes. There's no one else in local besides us, which leads me to believe that is the case. So it looks like we're going to take maybe like a 15-minute. Well, let's see. Unless teams are going to be ready early, we're going to do a 15-minute break and come back. Does that sound good? We can chat up a little bit with Xander in the studio beforehand while the teams finally do get ready and get themselves into shape. So yeah, we'll be back for you guys here in about 15 minutes, and we'll see you then.